How's it going? It is Shasta College Film Studies, the last lecture, the last you'll see of my YouTube videos. Although you could go watch them all you want because they're saved on YouTube. I'm sure you want to go revisit. We've come a long way in this pandemic. The first time the class has gone all the way through the semester as an online course. It's not perfect, but it'll do. It's what we have, and I hope you got something out of the class. I hope you guys, I hope I instilled, if anything, I could get anything through on this class is that movies are our literature. They're as important as Shakespeare, as Picasso's paintings, as the Beatles' music. Movies are our collective art form. And things are changed right now because we really are not encouraged to go to the movie theater. And so movies are changing. And that's what I'll be dealing with next semester on the next class, because the next class will be essentially movies viewed on your television. That's what we do now. Is it television? Is it movies? Does it really matter? As long as there's a story told and there's a camera involved. That's a movie. It doesn't matter. Technology changes, the culture changes, and we have to change with the times or we get left behind. For those of older people, I don't know if anybody in my class, I don't know your ages because I could tell by your papers that everybody's pretty young. Generation Z, millennials, not many baby boomers in the class this time, or Generation X. Anyway, my point is, if you complain about how great the olden days were and the new days are all bad, well, then you're going to get left behind. There's no use to complaining. Things change, folks, and that's a good thing. They changed in the silent era when we went from those old hokey movies of people jerking when they talk and their expansive acting styles, pantomime. And then all of a sudden, silent films became more sublime when they learned how to tell a story with a camera. And all of a sudden, we're seeing stories that were revolutionary, that we're still living on to this day. And then the 30s pop in. We've got sound, folks. Wonderful sound that you all miss so much. I could do with less sound, really. I think movies right now, and this is an old age thing, maybe it is, but I'm a rock and roll guy, so I'm used to loud music. But I think everything's too loud now. The explosions are so loud, the gunfire. Have you ever actually heard a gun fired? Really? In the outdoors, you could barely hear it. But in our movies, we have to exaggerate everything because it's all exaggerated fantasy. And so the explosions are gigantic, and the gunfire is gigantic, and somebody getting punched through a wall is epic. That's the fairy tale of music, and that's I should say movie, and that's always been that way. Bigger, better makes a bigger, better movie, or does it? Anyway, so we've gone through the gamut, the history of movies as best we could in this limited format. I couldn't show you film clips. I tried to do my best to find the stuff on YouTube. Hope you guys didn't suffer through it too much. Hope you actually watched them all the way through and got something out of it. Because what a gift to be able to watch Citizen Kane on the waterfront, Rebel Without a Cause. That's a gift, folks. And most of you probably hadn't seen that stuff. So now you have. So you're one up on everybody else. You know things that no one else knows. You have secrets no one else knows about camera work, lighting, cinematography, directing. There's a lot into it. There's a lot more than just kicking back with some popcorn and an expensive soft drink and letting it flow over you. A lot goes into making a film, folks. And so you have to look at it that way and appreciate what it is. to actually appreciate the art form. And it is a collective art form. Is it all art? Who's to say? I mean, what is art? I mean, if I tell you, um, I was at an art gallery opening once, I mean it. We're going around the gallery and looking at all this different stuff, and there was, I'm not exaggerating, folks, there was a fire extinguisher on the wall, and people were gathering around it, and people were just staring at it. And then finally, the owner of the gallery came in and goes, "That's not a piece. That's just the fire extinguisher on the wall." And they go, "Oh, we thought it was part of the exhibit." Anyway, so I guess if you label it art, it's art. Um, she should have said, "Oh yeah, no, it's all part of the exhibit." So the point is, art is out there. It's what you make of it. It's how you feel, how you define it. That's up to you. Um, how seriously you take it, like anything else in your life. What has meaning for you? What has meaning to you? What do you give meaning to outside of your family and paying the rent? We have to have more than that. And the life we have, our short lifespans, and now in the pandemic, some lifespans are shorter than ever. Um, and so you search out things that have some meaning. I searched out cinema. A lot of people have. A lot of people are still doing that. Um, and it's paid back an incredible, rich life of exploration, of trying to understand who we are as humans, and having fun doing it, being entertained. Yes, that's right. Even depressing movies are entertaining. Um, to me, there is no such thing as a depressing movie. Old blues musicians used to sing the blues because they were sad folks, but you know what? It made them feel better when they sang it. And so that's how I feel a depressing movie is. It makes you feel better watching it because it's just who we are. And we're all not have happy endings with rainbows and unicorns. I don't know. I'd get kind of freaked out if I saw that kind of stuff. But anyway, um, the human story goes on. We all have a story to tell. Every one of you has a story to tell. And I hope that maybe a class like this inspires you to go out and tell your story. Make a film. You got a cell phone, don't you? You can make one right now. And easy editing equipment on these computers. Get your friend to put some cool rock beats on it or hip hop beats or whatever beats you like. And you can make a story. Get it up with your friends. You don't need money. You don't need anything. You just need the talent. I'm not saying you even need talent. I'm not sure how to define that. You know it when you see it. Um, you just need the desire to do it, and don't let people try to extinguish that desire. When I was trying to make a film 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I had many, many people saying, don't ever spend your own money on this. You're a fool. You're not real. Well, we got to the point where we ran out of options. And so I did borrow money. It took me 5 years to pay it back, too, folks. It was my own money. And well, it wasn't mine, it was the bank's. They lent it to me. And so we got our movie done. And the movie played. Did it make me rich and famous? Absolutely not. Did it fulfill a lifetime dream? Absolutely. Is it something I hang on to this day? Yes. The people I worked with, 30, 40 people, were all still connected because of that one movie, God Drives a Pontiac. If you're interested, that's what it was called. Anyway, you can look it up on Internet Movie Database. I'm on there. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I think I quoted John Cassavetes once in this class. We didn't study him too much here because we had to get through the class, but he was kind of the first indie filmmaker that spent his own money. He was a very well-known actor, and so he would do an acting job, and he put that money into a movie. And he got his acting friends to work for nothing, and his wife, Gina Rollins, to work for little. And his movies, she was nominated for Oscars. That's how good the movies are. He filmed them in his own house in L.A. He did whatever he had to do to get the movie done. He used to say, "You're not a filmmaker unless you're willing to mortgage your house to help pay for the film." And he was many times over. And even if it's threatening to lose your house, that's drive, folks. That's what creative drive does to somebody, can do to somebody, can fulfill your life. Now, a Zen person, if you know anything about Zen, don't look for some ultimate goal, an answer, a reward. It's all about the journey, folks. That sounds like hippie crap, but it isn't. Long before hippies, there was people studying Zen Buddhism. It's all about the journey, not about the ending or the rewards, because the journey is the reward. There's a ton of movies coming out this year. Watch some Christmas movies. They're all come out next week. You can watch them on your streaming services. I hope you do. Hope you have fun with them. I hope when you look at them, possibly because you took this class, you'll look at them a little differently now. You look at them a little deeper and say, hey, I understand what the theme is here. I understand the way the guy's moving the camera. I get the lighting, they're trying to do, how they're trying to tell their story. Yes, I'm just letting it wash over me, but I'm seeing what went into making this thing. And maybe you'll appreciate it more. Maybe you've always appreciated it. Or maybe you've taken it for granted. Hasn't meant that much. Maybe it'll mean something to you. I have a lot of students throughout the years who will come up to me and say, oh, guess what? I'm watching a black and white movie on my own. Nobody told me to. Nobody assigned it. I've had people say, I've watched some silent films on my own, by myself. Nobody assigned me the paper, because they saw something that maybe they connected to, some human element that connects us to movies that were made 150 years ago, to the movies right now, to Charlie Chaplin, to Quentin Tarantino, to Christopher Nolan, to Spike Lee. There's some great, wonderful stories being told. I look for new stories every day. The story never ends, because we all have a story to tell. And I can assign, and I've done this in classes where I teach writing, and I will assign the same story to 30 different people, and I get 30 different versions, because everybody has a different take on the story. So when people say, well, all movies have been made, all stories have been, no, they haven't. Not your story, not how you would think it, not how you might conceptualize the camera. No. And I'm not saying any of you are going to go into that field, although the field is always changing, but it's wide open, folks. It's no harder getting into that than it is going down to working in San Jose at Google. That's just equally as hard. Or going to Wall Street, or working at Mercy Hospital, or working for the police department. It all takes determination and drive and a want to do it. Nothing's easy that's worth it. If it was, it wouldn't be worth it. Anyway, go out there. Be the best human you can. Treat everybody equally right, just how you deserve to be treated. And don't let anybody say no to you. When they say no, walk away from them. I had so many people telling me, no, your script is not commercial. You're asking too much money. It's never going to fly. It's not commercial enough. There's not enough action in it. Walk away. Because the next person you meet might embrace it and said, "Oh, this is just what I'm looking for. Let's work together." You never know. So go out there and do some good work. Give back. Don't just take. Don't just shop. Don't just buy stuff on Amazon. Give back. And I don't mean gifts to your friends and neighbors. I'm talking about giving something back to the community, to the environment. Don't throw, just don't be an idiot. Treat the world kind. Treat each other kindly. We're all we got, folks. Leave the anger behind and succeed and seek out the simple virtues of a creative life. It can be very fulfilling. I hope you guys find that out. Hope you keep working on your dreams. Reach for them. Work hard at it. You'll earn it and you'll deserve it. Oh, yeah. And don't forget what John Luc Godard said, folks. Everything is cinema. Peace out.